Power on. Select your players.
Pierre, Sarah, Glenn.
Select your topic.
Games.
Select your format.
Entertaining podcast.
They're called the Button Boys. So make some fucking noise. 'Cause they're gonna talk about video gaming and stuff.
Button Boys.
Take 11. Welcome to Button Boys. How are you both?
Good. That's
Lovely.
quite Kubrick.
Yeah.
1,000 takes for Welcome to Button Boys.
More tears. How are you both? What have you been playing?
Oh, thanks for asking, Glenn.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I defied the rules of the game last week,
Yes.
and I chose Locomoto.
Yeah.
And then I went home, and I bought in Until Dawn.
Yes. You threw me up against a wall at the end of a recording and you went, I'm taking that home, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though you weren't entitled to it. But I own it already. Pierre doesn't have a PlayStation.
True.
There was no other way to play it. When I bought it, I realised afterwards I think it is on PS Plus. You could just stream it for free.
Snatched it out of your hands. Because then some friends came over the next night.
This is the dream setting for Until Dawn.
We whacked it on. It was exhilarating.
Yeah.
I don't think I made the wrong choice with Locomoto because I was fucking terrified.
Were you?
I was so scared. I hate horror and I hate jump scares.
Was it lots of jumpies?
Yeah, do you know what? Everyone else would be fine. Unfortunately, there was another wimp in the group, so we were like cowering. But
That's good.
to the extent that I couldn't even be the one with the controller. I had to pass it over.
So, for anyone who missed last week's episode, Until Dawn is basically a movie, teen, slasher film, essentially.
Yeah.
In video game form, where it's half film with quick time events and half walking around exploring, almost like an old school Resident Evil game where the camera's fixed. You're not really in control of the...
Which I didn't like. So yeah, you're in this old cabin in the middle of nowhere, very snowy mountain, group of school friends, I guess. And the sort of opening sequence is that you see two of these girls die. The reason that they die in the version that we had is because they're being chased by a man with a flamethrower.
Oh.
I think that they're going to die either way in that opening bit. I think maybe basically the way they died in the choice we made is that they both fell off a cliff. I think there's the second choice where maybe one falls off a cliff and the other one is killed by Senor Flamethrower. Either way, they die. And then jumps forward a year, and the rest of the group of friends are going back to the cabin on the anniversary to all be together. None of that makes any sense to me. They're all traveling there at night.
Okay.
Separately.
Good.
They're getting on a horrible cable cart thing in the middle of the night in frozen cold. None of them are wearing enough clothes. It doesn't make any sense to me. None of them wearing gloves. There is snow everywhere, deep snow.
No electricity as far as the eye can see.
One of the first sort of things that you come up against is the lock to the cabin is frozen, and so you switch players, so you're not always playing as the same person, and so you're playing as this one guy who has to climb through a window and try and find his mate. Passes him a lighter and says, I think there's some deodorant in the bathroom, go and find it, and then you could create a blowtorch and unfreeze the lock. I don't know why he couldn't do it with the lighter.
Yeah, it takes longer, I guess.
Yeah.
And maybe he wants the lock to smell, unless he was also like, because also that lock fucking stinks.
Yeah, and then all the girls will be mad for the lock.
Yeah.
So then you have to walk around this horrible dark house looking for the bathroom, which was not in any logical place. The bathroom is like all the way, just like at the other end of the house. But
so no one can hear. I quite like the logic of that.
Horrifying jump scare with a rat. Well, I don't know if it's always a rat.
It's got loads of those false starts because, and also the threat in the game is lots of false starts as well. You don't know if it's a slasher film, a flamethrower, a monster.
So it's like a self-genre generating. Like
No.
genre.
It's fixed. The storyline is mostly fixed. It's just who survives until the end. Basically, the main characters can die almost at various points. I say each character has at least 3 occasions where they could die.
It keeps cutting to this fucking, or the way, I don't know whether it's like really the like early form of like motion capture with people, but that everyone moves in a really uncanny way. It's like it's like in Men in Black when the alien is inside the skin of the man.
Yeah.
They haven't nailed teeth at all.
They haven't nailed
Everyone
teeth.
has got such individual teeth.
Oh, that's the where they. Yeah, no.
But Hayden Panettiere and Rami Malek are in it, and they look like themselves. And they sound like themselves, but they're moving like fucking aliens.
As I said, they always get good cast members. Jesse Buckley in one a couple of years ago. Lashana Lynch is in their new one.
Really creepy. And they keep going from the actual storyline to this analyst guy who's in like a therapist's office, and he's making you do, like psychology tests. Yeah. And we're doing one where he's like, I want you to look at all these images and I want you to tell me which one makes you more anxious out of one or two. And we're going through it, and it's things like scarecrows or clowns. And at first we were doing it on face value. We're like, well, clowns are scarier than scarecrows. And then suddenly there was a moment where we all just realised whatever we say is what is going to happen. So it's coming up, and then it was like zombies and clowns, and we're like zombies, and then it was like thunderstorms, or I don't know what the other one would be. Thunderstorms or spiders, and we're like thunderstorms.
This feels like one of those Premier League things where like, they ask Marcus Rashford over and over again of like which players are better, and one of them is like clown, Pele or clowns, still I think Messi or clowns.
Yeah, but we're just going for the not scary thing at all. Spiders or injections. We're like injections.
Yeah,
like,
fine.
Yeah. So, and then at the end, he sort of runs through all the things that make you anxious, and it's just a list of things that we're not scared of. And you're like, brilliant. Yeah, lock it in. Thank you. And it's great fun. There's
hundreds
a
of
couple
clown
bits,
injections.
when you're playing it as a group. There's a couple of bits where it's like you have to learn to aim and shoot. And so whoever just had the controller was doing that by themselves. But the most exciting things are it will give you an option. You're like running through the woods, and it would be like, do you want to jump down a more dangerous way, or do you want to go the safe way?
Yeah.
And so we're all like screaming at the TV like, safe, go the safe way. We're all very cautious.
The safe way's longer.
Yeah.
Whereas the risky way is you'll get there a lot quicker if you're being chased.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many people?
But then you might like break your ankle or something. Who's to say?
How far in did you get?
Where did we get to? Not super far in. I think maybe like an hour or so.
That's a good. It's a good like
Yeah.
TV show or movie style sort of like episodic format. Their latest one, Directive 8020, is split into like 8 episodes, and each one of them's like 45 minutes. So if you're playing it over the course of a week, that's like ideal amount of time. But you into it? You're going to carry on with it?
Yeah, but we said that we're going to wait and we're all going to do it together.
No, really?
Yeah, but I don't want to play on my own.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, yeah.
I'm too scared. But it was good fun.
I'm so glad you played
Great
it.
recommendation.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen. What have you been playing?
I've done the tutorial. I got back late from some gigging, and I did the tutorial of Duskers, which was the keys choix de jour. It's very good. It's very nicely designed. It's even though you're controlling
Choice of the day.
Oh.
If you even if you
Shoe of the day.
it's shoe of the day. What's the shoe of the day?
Clarks have a,
Yeah, delicious.
And you can tell the chef's trying to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They make you have a chef.
Excuse me, what is the shoe of the day? Oh,
Sight smells
parsnip.
good. Someone's having a shoe.
Tomato and basil. That's always the shoe of the day. It's even though you are controlling drones through a computer, it's still unsettling.
Ooh.
So even though it's like top down and almost like architectural schematics, like you're seeing kind of top down fed back drone radar vision. You're not looking through the eyes of the drone.
But what's the setting? What are you against? What are you?
So humanity's been wiped out or missing or vanquished or they've gone. But they don't. You don't know why.
Right.
You're exploring dead space hulks to try and figure out where the people are.
Are you yourself?
You're a human.
Okay.
You've woken up from cryo, whatever. From what I can remember vaguely of what you said to sell it to me last week.
This all sounds right.
Yeah. So it's not safe for you to be in the hulk. Like your ship docks with like a dead floating empty ship. Yeah. And you're trying to figure out what happened. And you're sending the drones in. And you're looking top down. Like room.
Yeah.
Passage, room. And even in the tutorial, it's quite creepy because it's like one of your drones that you can control has a motion sensor. And it's all very like crude. The computer interface you're using looks like the green and black one from Alien.
Okay.
If you're a fan of Alien, it's like so up your street.
Great.
And the scanner goes, and then like one of the rooms will come up with a kind of red line scanning, and it will say if a red line comes up, there is badness in there, and you must try and divert it. It doesn't say what it is.
Right, okay.
This
So
is all
you
in the
don't
tutorial.
fight, you just have to avoid.
Like the scary numbers in Severance. Oh, you haven't seen Severance?
I've seen Severance.
Oh.
There's a
Like the scary numbers in
numbers.
like
Severance.
the scary numbers in Severance. No, it's a something.
Okay.
Because remember, the ship is real. It's not a simulation.
Right, okay, yeah.
So there's a goblin in there. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Badness is all it's called. But
But genuinely, it's called badness.
it just says on the screen there is badness in there. So
I
you go,
like that.
Oh.
I really like that.
You go, okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's so childish, it's more sinister.
And
Yeah.
and also it's completely pitch black in these ships. So the only thing you see is whatever the drones see with their echolocation.
Right.
So it's kind of fuzzy Batman vision.
Yeah.
So it's very like, ugh.
Is Goblin worst thing you can think of?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario is goblins.
Goblin.
I'm sweating, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it says you
Guns
have to
quivering.
open the
Every
airlocks.
time we say goblin, he
yeah,
whimpers.
goblin. You have to open the airlocks in
do that.
sequence. You open the airlocks in sequence, and whatever's in there will just go through whatever airlock you've opened into another room,
So, right, okay, I get it.
Like a rat.
like a rat or a goblin. And so you're trying to, if there's a room which has badness in it, and you need to go through it, you open an airlock off to the side using the computer,
Make sure it's sealed off.
and it runs in there,
Great.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
You seal it
Badness
behind
feels
it.
sort of religious, doesn't it?
The badness.
It's the sort of thing that like a convent school would
Lead us
say
not
to
into
you.
badness, yeah.
Yeah.
And you control the drones with like
Yeah, teen pregnancy is what is in each room.
yeah.
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 The badness.
Yeah.
You control the drones with arrow keys, but you give the drones commands through a kind of very, very simplified like BIOS interface. So, and it gives you a lot of help if you don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So you type like to move a drone. Okay. So there's the bit where you're controlling the drones.
Yeah.
You press spacebar and you see like a big map.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And in that screen, you can just type in navigate drone R1.
Okay.
Navigate 1 to R1. That sends drone number 1 to room 1.
Okay.
It just does that for you.
Yeah.
And you watch it go, or like activate scan. But you're having to code it yourself.
Oh, what the fuck?
You're typing it in. You're not just clicking a button saying activate scan. It's like a computer
Like an
interface.
old,
Like a hacker.
almost like a pointing. Yes.
Search dungeon. It's like that.
Yeah, I started playing a game called Split last year.
Yeah.
And it's done like, I mean, it's very rudimentary, but I really like the idea behind it. You were playing a hacker, and when it was like, just just like if you could input this line of code, all you do on your laptop or computer is you just hit whatever keys you want, but on screen it's being translated into like hieroglyphic code.
That's
So it makes
nice.
you feel like a genius, but in reality you're like a kid playing like a fake piano.
Driving a little inflatable wheel.
Yeah.
It's sort of in between those two extremes.
It's old school, like really old school text adventures where it's like pick up
yes.
object and
But then you do have the bit where you are controlling the drone.
Right,
And
okay.
you can see it.
Yeah.
But all you can see from the drone's point of view is like a triangle of torchlight in front of it.
Sure.
That's constantly just being echoed back. So it's all wavy. Like the Batman vision, when like it's like, oh, Batman set up all the cameras in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of sonar vision. So it's all wiggly.
Tonally, is it meant to be horror?
Yeah. It's
Like
scary.
Alien or...
Yeah, it's like Alien.
I think
And it's
top-down-
affecting, even though it's pretty rudimentary.
It is, yeah, and they've got a really good deep space Hulk noise of just like you're on the biggest, heaviest aeroplane, and it's nighttime and everyone's asleep,
There's just white noise at all times.
but real deep thrum,
Yeah.
and so you're just in this empty spaceship controlling a robot remotely, being like, but still feeling incentivized to avoid whatever's in that room.
Well, I had this.
great.
The scariest game I've ever played, Dartwood, is top down, and I would never ever have believed I could be affected by it. But
Yeah.
because I think in my head I need the proximity. I need.
Well, that's it. You'd think doing this, you'd be like, oh, so I lose a drone, whatever. No, it's creepy, man. It's good.
It's
That's
good.
stuff.
It's a success.
Well done,
Yeah.
Sarah. I genuinely had not heard of this.
Yeah.
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 Well done.
On Steam, it's like overwhelmingly positive reviews and things.
Great,
It's
okay.
just strange that.
There was a community on Reddit that were hankering for more.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You
They
really
had
did
a
your research.
real Novelli energy about it. Yeah.
Because they were on Reddit.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Autist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have been playing a game that, if you're listening to this the day it comes out, this has been out for 1 week. I got to play it early. I got to play Zero Parades. which is by the developer Zaum. This is their first game since Disco Elysium, one of the greatest games of all time. It's had the company since Disco Elysium came out. It's been very tumultuous. The company essentially sort of split into fragments. Obviously, we don't talk about industry stuff. I'm just going to talk about the game that I had in front of me.
But one of the fragments made this game.
One of the fragments made this game.
Okay.
Zaum, they very kindly gave us a code.
First game made by a fragment, do you think?
And we're fans of a podcast, so
Hey,
I'm grateful to that.
thanks for listening, Mr. Fragment.
This
one's for you.
I love Disco Elysium so much. Isometric detective CRPG where 2/3 of the screen is actually what you're doing, controlling this alcoholic detective called Harry Dubois and his assistant Kim Kutsuragi as they investigate a death in a fictional city. And then the other third of the screen is the text bar that has not only their conversations, but all the fragments of your personality and different aspects of your intelligence and your brawn and all those sort of things, all interjecting, and you just have this maelstrom of thoughts at all time. They've kind of kept that style very much alive. Visually, looks just like Disco Elysium. The interface looks just like Disco Elysium. This time you're playing a spy who has essentially been taken out of a sort of retirement since a disgrace that she caused. She basically left a group of her spies behind in a certain location. And you've been sent out of nowhere back to that location.
Happens to everyone. You're
to
tired.
everyone.
You've got a lot of spies.
It's such a spy premise.
Doesn't
but
mean that you're a bad spy.
yeah, you've been told
Just means
to
that you've got a lot on.
Just
go
means
to
that
a.
You're a human spy.
Yeah.
But that's it. You are very human because you have to choose all the aspects of your
There's not
personality.
enough conversation about like how overworked these spies are.
This is what playing the game feels like, genuinely, because it's all the different parts sort of talking at all times, and it's all made up of dice rolls, and it's funny and it's daft and it's insane and it's very, very deep. It's always
She didn't leave them in a hot car or anything, though, did she?
yeah, cold car worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
If you're cold, your team of spies are cold. Yeah. Let them in.
Yeah, the spy came in from a cold is people who finally got the door unlocked. Oh, thank you. Catch my death out there. You've been told to go to the top floor of a photo shop where you're going to meet a contact. You meet the contact there, he's completely comatose and he hasn't got any trousers on.
Okay.
And
Well, we've all been there.
downstairs is one of those spy contacts that I always like in like Bond films where like they work at a casino and you go, so are you a spy or do you just have a full-time job at the casino? You basically have this, there's this essentially it's Olivia Colman working downstairs at a photo shop and she's like your contact. But when you try to talk to her about stuff of being like, can we talk about the mission? She's like, oh, this is one of those spy tests. No, I don't know anything about a mission. She's being like a proper Manuel about it. So you're trying to figure out what on earth this mission is. And it's just great to see. Disco Elysium was about a heavy subject in the terms of like death, a major death in a city torn apart.
And drinking.
Yes, and playing like a sort of
poverty.
drug addicted person. And this is more of a sort of like, this is definitely like spy thriller, but it's still comedic and it's set in a sort of kind of post-communist, very tat-driven society where there's lots of knockoff markets and people are just obsessed with fashion and the like, and how you dress will impact sort of how people talk to you. But also, like with Disco Elysium, it has a sort of drug-taking mechanic where if you are doing particularly bad at your dice rolls, you have 3 different bars that go up. One is your fatigue, one is your anxiety, one is your delirium. And then if any of those get too high, you will have to lose one of your skill points, like from your RPG personality. You'll get worse at something.
One less charisma or something.
So what you can do is you can offset that by being like, I will take drugs to increase my delirium, but as a result, reduce my anxiety. I will drink alcohol to increase this, but reduce this. And so you're just this mess, this substance abusing mess.
Right, so you're like a child star.
You are a former child star. You were absolutely
current child star.
You were Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
Just a little bit of meth and then a shot of tequila, and now it's time to do the Halloween episode.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're the baby from Twilight now.
Yes. Uppers for the funsies, downsies for the jitters, you know.
It's so great, and there's a sort of magic realism element to it that Disco Elysium had, where I last left it, I was in a bar, and a man claimed to know me, and all he's described that is a man with no heart, and under his shirt he's got like an accordion pipe leading to a machine. And with these games, I'm sure I'm going to find out whether or not it means psychologically he has no heart, or literally in this world this man can just function without a heart and just has a machine he carries around. That's the sort of
External
reality
pump.
that they sort of have. Yeah.
Is he a gorilla?
He's not a gorilla. He's not a gorilla.
So you can't recognize him like that.
Can't recognise him like the sinking city.
Traditional way.
Yeah, but just like Disco Elysium, in which you have lots of buildings in a small town, enclosed area, every action you take fast forwards time by a couple of minutes.
It'd be horrid if that's what everyone called you if you didn't have a heart.
Man with no heart. Yeah, because you go, that implies my
so
person.
much more about me.
Yeah.
Than the fact that my heart is controlled by an accordion.
It'd be the man with the poker heart.
Yeah.
That would be better. The man with the Oktoberfest heart.
Yeah.
It'd be quite
it's
good.
easier to wear lederhosen because you can just slip it down the front. It is easier, yeah.
But if someone drunkenly starts playing your heart accordion, you just have a cardiac arrest. Right?
Yeah. But he actually has to play it to a certain rhythm.
Yeah.
Like the Bee Gees. In order to...
It makes his whole life seem farcical.
I'm either incredibly attracted to you or somebody is playing my heart accordion.
Yeah.
But it would be quite good if ahead of you arriving at a party, people would be saying, the man with no heart's coming later. All the guests would be like, who's this?
Yeah.
Everyone would be so ready to meet you.
And then
Who is this?
down the street, you can I swear that's a theme tune to Amelie. And he's getting closer and closer. Zero Parades for Dead Spies. It's very, very good. I'm not very far in, but it is. If you love Disco Elysium, you're absolutely going to love this. I have also been playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
Because Pierre bought it for me last week. And it's going to bring us onto the topic of the show, which is games that you would never have played previously, games you would have thought you would have hated and ended up loving. I am not someone who plays many multiplayer games, especially not one like on my own where I'm just going to get matched with strangers online.
Yeah, someone whose level, the next to their name is LVL.999. And you go, okay.
This is it. I was at Nioh 3. Nioh 3, the very arcadey Souls-like on PlayStation that I was playing a couple of months ago. I finally finished it the other day. And it's got a nice mechanic where you can summon in help, just like in Dark Souls. And look, I played Nioh 1 with no summons. I did Nioh 2 with no summons. I've done my time. I'm allowed to summon now. But this person I kept summoning...
You could have summoned that whole time.
No, I could have done.
Only you think that you have to do your time.
No. But what I mean is,
I did the
challenge.
activity of video games.
I was finding Nioh 3
during the fun time where you get to play.
No, but I liked the challenge, and I only play it on like lazy days where it was like I need some enrichment. Do you know what I mean? Like when they hide snacks from chimps, and they've got to like look at it, otherwise they get depressed.
They put a watermelon in a log.
So that
they don't go
just like the jungle.
So that they don't eat each other.
Yeah.
I just don't know what your home life is like.
Well,
does Katie get home and go, did you summon today? You're like, I swear to
yeah.
God I didn't summon.
I could. You connected to the internet.
You can check.
The living room stinks of broadband. So
it stinks of PvP.
Yeah. But this person, like, no matter what time...
I can smell the sweat of a gamer in here.
From someone else.
Someone's been in
Come
here.
through the headphones.
They leave a whiff.
Someone, no matter what time of day it was, no matter what day I played Nioh 3, it would always summon the same guy, and he made the game not fun.
Oh, no.
It was just instant obliteration of every boss. It was just... But he'd lead me through each level. As soon as I summoned him, he would just go sprinting.
Yeah.
And he'd go sprinting down an alleyway, and I'd hear him, like, whistling, because you can whistle and point. And he'd point at, like, little secrets and be like, I know you haven't done that, you haven't done that, you haven't done that. It was crazy. But the final boss was 1 second. I didn't even know it was the final boss.
Reminds me of being a child and you think you've cleaned your room and then your mum comes in.
It was that. It was exactly that.
Yeah.
It was like Nioh Guy. His username was like Nioh Guy. And it was like, so you work for Nioh.
You summoned a game finisher.
Yes, essentially.
He
just did it for me. There was...
You summoned somebody to go, it's a lovely day, why don't you go outside?
Yeah, I've got this. I've got this.
I'll do this.
Yeah, you have fun.
Leave it with me. Go and get some fresh air. Ride a bike.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a bit like Dead by Daylight or the Friday the 13th game. You have separate teams. Either you're the hillbillies or you're the hippies.
Yeah.
And you're just randomly assigned to one of those. And if you are one of the baddies, then you can sort of scupper people's escape routes.
And the baddies are the hippies.
The baddies are the hillbillies and the goodies are the hippies.
Doesn't read to
in
me.
the game. It's escapism. Just imagine it. But obviously, this game isn't being played all the time by lots of people. So it took ages to matchmake. And then I was put in with people whose full-time job appears to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No.
And the game put me in the role of Leatherface, you know, the cover guy, the cover star. And everyone hated me.
Yeah.
Everyone hated me. I didn't know what I was doing. The hippies were like attacking me. They're just meant to be running away. They were like actively approaching me to attack me. And the other hillbillies were like...
Not even scared of you.
I forgot that obviously you can communicate with people and you should have your headphones in. So just through my speakers,
They could
people
see
were like...
Leatherface has got his mask on backwards or something.
That's someone's bum skin. That's entirely bum. But my fellow hillbillies were like yelling at me through the TV being like, "Are you fucking stupid?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm role playing. I'm inbred. I'm an inbred Texan. This is what I'm trying to do."
Meant to be
I
stupid.
sucked so badly at the game. I thought they were going to kick me. We lost so emphatically.
Oh my God.
I didn't know what I was doing.
But like, did you say, "Well, I've just got the game"?
I didn't have my headphones. I was just like, I forgot that was obviously part of it. So I was like, oh, maybe it's more. Maybe there's more mystique. I don't want to hear my voice.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe there's more mystique if I'm just this silent person.
Oaf.
That was really loud.
That was a good one.
That was a loud double hand clap.
It's been a while since you've done the double hand clap, actually.
I've been so disciplined in trying not to. I usually try to just hold my knees, like to hold my legs so I don't do it because I don't want to. This is what happens when you express yourself. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's the lesson I've learned.
Yeah.
I would never have played Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Yeah.
because I'm not a short-term multiplayer sort of person. Not really a long-term one. But today's topic is games you thought you would have hated.
However, it sounds like you did hate that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sort of lightly brings us into the...
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, "And I loved every
No.
minute."
Yeah,
I
you
will give
didn't finish that sentence.
I'll give it another go because also I was like, in my head, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is fields and the house.
Yeah.
This, I was in some basement and I was like, I just want to go outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm an outdoorsy type. I've got my apron on. I want to go outside.
I'd say 3 years old is exactly the worst amount of time for...
Yeah, the game is 3 years old and obviously it hasn't got that like Helldivers following or Warzone or anything like that. So it's
Yeah.
just for people who really love that one game.
And you can't play it single player.
I didn't see any option to. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, the Wikipedia seemed to imply there is like a storyline and a plot.
Yeah.
The only like multiplayer horror game that I've really, really enjoyed was the Outlast Trials. You played Outlast 2, didn't you?
I downloaded it, played through the first 20 minutes.
Yeah. I was so surprised when you did. I was proud
Well,
of
we
you.
were doing a horror themed
We
episode.
were, yeah.
I was showing willing.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate it.
You saw my willing.
The Outlast.
Stop looking at my
need
willing.
to pronounce the
Oh my
ING.
God, stop looking at my willing.
Please.
Stop it.
You need to do a better job at pronouncing the ING.
Oh my God, Glenn.
So, the Outlast Trials is, it's a bit like Saw, but you and a bunch of other people are just put through a series of Outlast-esque settings,
Right.
in which horrible like cannibals are jumping out of bins, and there's a deranged kids presenter with a mask who has like a bird that she drills into you and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's relentlessly horrible.
Like kids' TV.
Yeah, but it was the most frightening multiplayer horror experience I'd ever had.
Yeah.
But that was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Games you think you would have hated, or you decided not to play for many, many years, and then when you did, you thought, what was wrong with me? Why didn't I do this?
Button Boys.
Mixtape. I would
Yeah.
never have played Mixtape.
I was so surprised that you did play it.
Yep.
And that you saw it through to the end and enjoyed it. I thought you might find it cringe. I did message you saying, I love this and I need you to play it as well because I need to know that I'm not going insane
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
say I really love this.
You've put a message on the group saying that you want to do a whole episode on it.
I
so
could
now I had to play it.
I would
Look
analyze
at my
it.
willing back out.
I would analyze it. It's get the old willing out
Yeah,
for those teens.
the lads.
What
Oh.
a terrible sentence.
For those teens in the game.
Yeah,
To
okay.
show willing.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can see why. I looked at the reviews and like PC Gamer was the most sniffy, and that makes sense to me as a PC gamer myself, because with PC games particularly, what people want is almost unnecessarily challenging.
I want to use every key on this keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It is always jarring even on a PlayStation where some buttons don't do something. That's
Yeah.
always strange in a game because you get. Have you not like oh god, that was a horrible whistle. That was horrible.
Your denture's coming up.
So I got like a gap in my teeth or something.
Glenn has false teeth. That's canon now.
You played a short hike.
I did.
And there's a very similar game called Haven Park, and you're just basically repairing a bunch of campsites. You're playing a bird with an enormous head, and you're going around a series of campsites.
Do you mean a bird, or do you mean a bird?
No. But
You're playing this bird with an enormous
Hard to
dick.
know with you.
But so can I say separate to that? I a couple of weeks ago played the phenomenally shit Star Wars Jedi Power Battles, which I bought on my birthday when I was like, I don't know, 9 years old or something.
Yeah.
And it was crap then, and then they remastered it, and it looks even worse now because it's PS1 graphics that they've like really refined, so it looks really clean and crisp, but they look horrible. And I accidentally, because it is a bit of a button bashing, almost Street Fighter-esque thing, I input a series of commands by accident that turned on big head mode that I couldn't turn off. So I was just this weak lightsaber-wielding Jedi with an enormous Samuel L. Jackson head as Mace Windu. And it was horrible. It looked horrible because they had to get the neck to stuff into the collar. So it had this horrible balloon sort of tie. It was like Donald Trump's neck. It was so horrible. I had to play the entire game like that. And every time I stopped playing, I went back to it a few days later, I'd reload the game and I'd forget and go, oh, for fuck's sake, it hasn't gone down. He needs to go to Theme Hospital to get it, like, drained.
It hasn't gone down.
I thought it would over time.
All the characters are now full of pus.
Oh, God.
So
It's spreading to the rest of the body.
Haven Park has this thing where half the buttons don't do anything. So one of the buttons is just your character goes, pew.
Oh.
So as you're walking around, you're just constantly going, pew, pew.
What, they make the noise themselves?
They make the noise themselves,
That's
and a little
fun.
speech bubble says pew. And I was like, it's actually quite... I found myself just tapping it, because I find in games where I'm traversing and walking around, didn't you do this? We just jump all the time.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, you just, or certainly on PlayStation, just pressing triangle to just switch weapons over and over again. There's
Roll
something.
around.
Yeah.
Anything. Just something to do
I
on the
love
way.
rolling around.
Your character is as fidgety as you would be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so PC Gamer was sniffy about mixtape.
They're a bit sniffy because they're like, oh, it's not challenging or whatever. And it's like, look,
it's not the point.
It's not challenging, but what do we do with this new type of game, which is like a film that you play? And it does make a difference. I mean, we talk about Hitman in the Patreon. There is a bit at the end of Hitman, which is coming to an end for us, where it goes a bit mixtapey in the sense that there's something that could be a cutscene, but they make you tap a button to press a button.
Yes.
Without giving anything away.
Well, it's press X to pay respects, isn't it?
Yes, but press X to pay respects is abstract, whereas pressing a button to make something happen is making you culpable. It's psychologically different, I think.
Yes.
Because you're saying, in theory, if you just turn the game off now, you wouldn't push Jim off a cliff or start the car that starts the story. You are starting this with your hands as opposed to, tap Y to remember wife or whatever. It's something abstract that you could be doing anyway. Or there's no way of checking. It's not procedural. It doesn't activate anything. So there just needs to be a new term for these kinds of games where there is a gameplay element. Mixtape is a series of kind of fun mini games. It's just that. You can fail. Like if you skateboard into a car, they do make you do
it
it.
rewinds slightly.
But how's that different to?
I know. It isn't. It's.
You want to say to PC Gamer, would you prefer that if you skateboarded into a car, the screen went dark red, and then it came up with "You died," and then a quote from Sun Tzu, like Call of Duty. And then you reloaded like 10
or
minutes
like a car
earlier.
safety advert because they're a teenager. So it's
but it's set in the 90s.
hurt a lot more the first time.
No, it's set in the 90s, so it should be a quote from Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. Better to burn out than to fade away as they get ran by a lorry. Well, yeah, because I guess...
How's that different?
Are people annoyed that there's not a failure state? Because I've heard the debate before of like, can you call something a game when there's no winner, there's no loser. But it's not. But video games are just its own thing.
But also,
I do think this is interesting. I've been thinking about this because we did Dark Souls on the Patreon, and then we did Hitman, and I felt a lot more satisfaction with Dark Souls when I completed something, or whether I defeated a boss, than Hitman. Or it felt inevitable that I would finish the level.
Yeah.
It was more like how quickly am I going to be able to do this, and how interesting is it going to be?
Yeah.
But it didn't. At never point was I like I'm not going to be able to do this. It was more just like, am I going to do this in a way that one is more fun and two is more satisfying to then talk about on the podcast, which is not everyone's problem. But then there is a difference between I think the satisfaction you get when the completion of a bit feels inevitable versus actually genuinely feeling stuck.
I think that's true, and I think the silver lining of it not being as satisfying with something like Mixtape or a bit cutscene-y like parts of Hitman is that with Mixtape, the characters are enjoyable and the plot is graspable and you want to see what happens.
Whereas with Dark Souls, you go, I don't care about the journey. I just
yeah.
And also with Hitman as well, to be honest, parts of it you're just like, which secret society is it now?
I think that is Hitman's biggest weakness, is that after a while you feel a little bit disenfranchised, especially the way we've been playing it, which is sort of week in, week out.
3 games in a row.
Disenfranchised by the fact that it is quite repetitive and the story is not something where you go, but I do need to see how this plays out.
It's essentially bald murderer Rube Goldberg machine.
Yes.
Every time, Whereas Mixtape as well, because everything's set to a song.
Yeah.
It has to be short. It has to push you through.
Yeah.
And I loved one of my favorite games of last year, Lost Records Bloom and Rage. It is the most similar game to Mixtape I've played, apart from maybe Life is Strange or Lake. And yet, there is one bit in Lost Records which was like a stealth section, and you could fail it, and it was like, I hated that bit because it was like, it's not what the game's been.
Yeah.
It's not what the game's been. It's not what the game's about.
I haven't played Mixtape yet, but am I right in thinking there's also sort of light and shade? There's probably bits that feel really optimistic and exciting, and then bits that feel...
There's sad bits,
Yeah, it's not as heavy as Lost Records.
Whereas something with Hitman where it's not hugely dissimilar in that this is a repeated mechanic and a storyline that's quite negligible, is that it is the same tone.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think that's right. But Mixtape, I was so sure I wouldn't like it, kind of for those reasons, because I was like, what, I have to sit through a bunch of fucking Joss Whedon dialogue and then tap X to high five and then another 10 minutes of Joss Whedon dialogue. It wasn't that. It's like I said last week, it's a big barrel of stuff I like with some residue of cringe at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Which is more than fair enough.
Which it earns. Absolutely earns. Because also you go, I wouldn't want to hang out with 18-year-olds now. And that's how I talk.
It does a really good job of embodying the naivety of them. And there's quite a sweet bit at the end, no spoilers, where a character who has come back from uni says something about what uni is like. And because we're grown-ups, we know that what he's saying is like, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Actually, and like you're kind of a loser all over again. And the other characters are like, you can tell the characters you've been playing with, the 18-year-olds, don't get it. And you think that's such good storytelling.
Very freaks and geeks.
That's so true to life. The fact that the guy just says something quite like, and they're just like, haha, cool. And they just get on with being like, we're ending high school. And you think, yeah, great naivety, nice writing. And it's visually stunning. Some of the levels are worth it just because it's fun to walk around something that looks so good.
I've downloaded it. I'm going to play it.
It's
You'll
just
get my thoughts next week.
So many moments,
and the music is good. It's good.
It's really good selection of music. Yeah. There are so many goosebumps moments, or moments I just had of just pure. I was like so enamored with it from me off. Moments where you
starts like a
the
great
start
film.
is 80s credits, titles zooming in from each side.
Bam.
It's such an Annapurna interactive game. They make games like this all the time, and I love them. There's a bit involving lots of people and a camcorder, and I was just so excited. Even though you're just walking around, it's fantastic. But I'm so glad that's. I mean, has it paved the way? You suddenly like, I quite want to play Life is Strange now, or something like that.
I'll give it a go. That kind of thing. I worry that it's sometimes what happens to me with music, where there'll be a genre of music that I don't normally listen to, and I'll find something on Spotify. The robot will show me something, and I'll be like, "This is great!" You click like, go to artist or go to album, and you listen to all the rest or like their top 10, and you're like, "Don't like any of these."
Yeah, it was a one-off.
What the robot showed me, the one I liked. So I'm a bit worried that Mixtape is the one of these I like.
The robot knew you.
Yeah.
It is kind of the best example in the same way that if you introduce a friend to gaming and they start off with like Red Dead and Uncharted 4 and they go, what next? And I'm like, you've kind of done it now.
You're going to have to wait
now. The rest of us got to build up to that.
Yeah. Dr. Mario.
Yeah, so I think a big one for me would be like card games, I guess, Balatro, Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
No interest. Less than no interest going in.
And I
found them excellent.
I think I 50% thought I wouldn't like Balatro, but I like poker, so I think that's what drew me in.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd like Borderlands.
We had a lot of people in the Discord saying Borderlands. I didn't think I would like Borderlands, and I loved Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale game.
The gameplay is really fun, and it's a style of game, especially when we did the multiplayer.
Yeah.
That I have not played in years, would never pick up. The crudeness of it is something that I find off-putting.
You're a real prude, aren't you?
I'm a massive prude. Yeah, I don't like swears, and I don't like bums.
No cussing, no bussing.
I thought bussing.
You can't say my catchphrase.
Sorry.
For me. You can't.
I had.
Please do
impression of me?
Please do it to a show called No Cussing, No Bussing.
I thought, especially Tales from the
And I
Borderlands.
swear the whole time with my arse out.
You do the whole show over your shoulder.
The only word I say is psych.
My impression of video games humour is always, again, that Joss Whedon-esque thing of someone going like, I got this. No, I don't got this. And no one's ever said that in a game or a film.
I don't mind it.
That's my impression of it. Tales from the Borderlands, a character does that.
No.
They said that. I have a screenshot of it. And yet, nevertheless, I persisted. And I had such a good time with it. I just had to overlook it. Big Ron 2875 on the Discord says Borderlands series just straight up looked bad and the dialogue seemed corny. Exactly what we said. Gave it a go on the Switch, ended up loving the story and powering up the character. By the end, it's almost a bullet hell, lobbing on all of her special moves. I completely agree. This one from Chris1597 about Formula One. Xbox used to run an initiative called Games with Gold, which was a bit like how the PS Plus monthly games work. One of those games back in 2015 was Formula One 2013. I wasn't very interested. I had memories of Formula One games that were just confusing and impossible to play. Formula One was for weird nerds anyway. Long story short, I'm a weird nerd now. And it now turns out they're like really into Formula One in real life as well. This is what Pro Evo 3 did for me. I had such a passing interest in football, but then I played around a friend's house, and the difference between Pro Evo and FIFA was FIFA, you'd have a match which was like 12-6. That would be the final result. It was like one of those matches from the 1950s. You see like World Cup result, and it's like Uruguay won the World Cup 21-8. And you go, do you have defenders or not? Pro Evo was like 0-0, went to extra time, and that was so much more tense and more interesting.
Electric,
and that got me so into football as a result.
A lot of people on the Discord are saying Expedition 33, they're obscure. I think I had a similar feeling. The moment I hear turn-based combat, not that interested. I think it's slow.
I think I'm not a fan of turn-based combat where it is like Clair Obscur, just four of you, you just taking turns. I like Baldur's Gate style where it's turn-based, or like Worms where you're also moving around, and there's the strategy element there.
Yeah,
I this is so petulant of me, but I get really annoyed when someone like poisons me in a turn-based game, and I'm like, well, now I've got to waste my turn using an antidote, and obviously that's the point. But for some reason, I get really like, oh, you've wasted my time.
But you're not playing a game to take some Calpol, are you?
Yeah,
you can sit at home and take something.
Normal Will is relevant to what we're talking about in terms of humor. Came to it late, Portal, carrying an attitude of fuck off with your internet humor. And then it became abundantly clear that a game can be better than its forums.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a good phrase.
That's a really,
That's like the modern don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
A game can be better than its forums, young man.
Ancient proverb.
Yeah.
Civilization came up twice. This is from Chile. I saw a friend that had a ridiculous number of hours invested in Civ 6. Happened to be on sale, decided to see what the fuss was about. And again, people were saying turn-based. I had no interest in turn-based. I've never played Civilization. I know. So I'm like, but do I start old school? Do I do Civ 7?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
The game changed a fair amount between 4 and 5, I'd say. 5 is the most, the earliest and most representative one.
Yes.
I think.
We got Roxy on the Discord, and I agreed with this. Dredge.
Yes, I saw this one comment about Dredge, yeah.
She said, I thought the game sounded boring. A fishing game sounds rubbish. I fundamentally agree. Played it based on the podcast recommendation.
Thank you.
Absolutely loved scouting around and finding the rare fish. Doing the quick dredging problems was satisfying until you find you've pulled up a shitty ring. Couldn't agree more, Roxy.
Yeah.
Nothing interests me. Exclusively fishing. We've talked at length, especially on the Patreon, about the fishing mechanics in games.
Yeah.
How they are usually pretty tedious,
They're
overly
very
complicated.
They come up so often.
I think fishing needs to be more rewarding for how hard it is.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley, you find yourself catching obviously you have to go to a different location, different time of day. I appreciate that. Have different bait, different rod, whatever. But I think there needs to be more of a sense of anything could happen at any time.
Yes, and that's exactly what Dredge does because it's sinister fishing. Fishing has come up so many more times in games than it ever does in real life.
Yeah.
To the point where table tennis should come up in games just as much.
Did you fish as a kid?
I've never fush in my life.
You've never fushed?
No.
I've fush.
You're a fush virgin.
Whereas Pierre's an outright fushist, aren't you?
Yeah, you're a huge fushist. We've got to pop your fush cherry.
Yeah.
That's a horrible term.
Yeah.
Have you?
A Button Boys fushing trip.
Yeah. There is around from where I live, people fish in the river.
It's not a pleasant experience, actually.
No, they pick up his bodies and stuff all the time. It's horrible.
I've only fushed in the sea.
Oh, okay.
I used to fush a lot as a child.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah. But my dad, we would go to France, we'd drive to France, and then we'd fush in the Dordogne.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, that's picturesque. There was a game called
little
Dordogne, which you might like.
rowboat.
A rowboat?
A Dordogne game?
It's called Dordogne, and it's about a girl who goes to visit her grandmother every summer, and it's all like water. It's like hazy watercolory. It's a very pretty game.
I'm going to play it.
Yeah, I think you would like it. It's one of the things we always describe as such a Switch game. March to Freedom strategy game. This is from British Bulldog. Never thought I'd be into walking sims. I usually steer clear of politics in games, but the experience of proudly carrying our flag shoulder to shoulder with Tommy Robinson gave me an immense sense of gratification and respect for our nation. Storm it out. Hunter Call of the Wild. This is from Phoenix. I don't like the idea of hunting.
No.
I don't like the idea of hunting. Yeah, for some reason I love this game. Well, that's all I've got time for. Thank you so much.
Rabiri says they loved Elden Ring and they think that I didn't understand
I put down Rabiri's comments and I left out the bit where I then put in brackets. He then goes on to chat shit about Pierre not engaging in the lore.
Yeah, but like I said when I said I didn't like it, that it was George R.R. Martin pumping in a bunch of generic fantasy nonsense. But he says Miyazaki introduced a load of brilliant, wonderful things that are great. I stand by. I'm going by the intro, Rabiri. If the intro is like the 7th game I've seen where a hole opens in the sky and goblins come through. And oh no, they're not goblins. They're called schmoblins, and actually they're kind of based on a Chinese ghost from it. It doesn't matter. A hole in the sky, goblins are coming through. I'm not in. The Witcher 3 already did it.
They're all angels from heaven.
Do you say that about him?
Alec Avalone playing the original Doom. Played it, the original one for free for the first time in 2026. I thought it would be unbearably dated, but it was actually fun in how basic it was. I have this exact habit.
Yeah.
I think there's a statute of limitations, and pre-1995, I'm just not playing stuff. I'm just not playing stuff. I'm like, strategy or point and click, something that's quite stationary, absolutely fine. But the idea of a first-person shooter, I haven't entertained the idea of playing original Doom. I probably should. There is fun to be had.
It's kind of historical almost playing it.
Yeah, the fact that people can get it working on like a potato and stuff like that. People are trying to get it working on
a pregnancy test.
Microwave pregnancy test.
They managed to program Doom to run on a pregnancy test screen.
Oh,
and
wow.
9 months later, this woman gave birth to this horrible demon.
Yeah.
It was actually, they really regretted doing it.
They wanted to give birth to the main guy.
Yeah.
Imagine the guy showing that to his girlfriend. She's going, but seriously, what does that mean?
Yeah. What's 100 lines in a series of patterns?
It says reload.
I thought I would hate Dark Souls.
Yes.
I have been thinking about it a lot.
Really?
Because I tempted you with Dark Souls 3.
No. I was thinking about it before that. But I think it is because, and I don't remember if I said this on the main or on the Patreon, I'm growing a little fatigued with Hitman, and that's good because
It's a final one.
We finished it.
In
got the last one today.
Let's say what we're going to do right now, because on the Patreon, which you can listen to right now, if you sign up to our middle tier, you can sign up to the free tier, get involved in the Discord. That's what you get if you sign up to a free tier. You get to join that Discord. And when we put out punts like, hey, what games do you think you'd hate? You can get your contribution read out on the episode. If you sign up to the lowest paid tier, you get an extra bonus episode every single week. We are finishing in this final Hitman episode our experience of the World of Assassination trilogy. And after that, in this episode, Sarah and Pierre, you're going to pitch a game which you can vote on the Discord for what we're going to be doing on the Patreon next. But Hitman fatigue.
Hitman fatigue. The thing I've compared to our experience with Dark Souls versus Hitman, We were messaging each other every week going,
Yeah.
I'm fucking stuck on this, the dog, or I'm stuck on this fucking tourist demon, or I'm stuck. And if you're wondering about playing Dark Souls, I would recommend just getting a couple of friends. Can I call us friends, do you think? Yeah. Do you think we could call us?
I see you more as a cousin.
Is that all right? Oh, shit, man. Get yourself a couple of cousins and start playing it at the same time. Because
remotely, so not even like in the same room.
Remotely, yeah. Just say, why don't we just try and tackle this bit this week?
Like a book club.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that we're missing with Hitman. We send each other a message that's like, sorry, we're just checking which one we're doing this week.
Yeah.
But there's not so much of that, like, I'm sorry, what the fuck is this shit? Which actually I think was it was satisfying.
Yeah.
It made the whole thing. And, you know, we would message each other and go, I've done it. I've finally fucking done it.
Your insane invasion you got from a real life person who wouldn't leave you alone.
Yeah.
And you were getting real time updates for like 2 hours. I think I went to the cinema and came out and you were still there.
Still being harassed by these, I've just assumed teenagers.
Yeah.
Giggling.
And that's what I want for this next one, whatever we choose next.
Interesting. Okay.
I want a challenge.
We can find out what that is if you head over to our Patreon right now. In terms of other ones that I deliberately didn't try, Lego Horizon Adventures. That was my first Lego game last year. Had a brilliant time with it. It's now been out for about a week, but there's now Lego Dark Knight, and it's got rave reviews.
Funny meme references too.
Yes.
The Michael Caine Batman Begin.
The Michael Caine, yeah. What was it again? Batman Begin.
Why do we fall so we can pick ourselves up and carry on Batman Begin? That's in the game.
It's brilliant. But I had such a good time with it, and it just felt Christmas Day-y.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sniper Elite, I thought was like that mode on Hitman where, I don't know if you've tried this mode yet, where Hitman is in a fixed position on a cliffside, and there's like a big chateau, and you were given various targets to snipe.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it is a mode that you can get on from the main menu. That's what I thought Sniper Elite would be. You don't control a guy, you're just playing as a gun.
Yeah.
It's Hitman.
Yeah.
Sniper Elite is World War II Hitman. And I'm so glad I gave it a go because
that's true.
I'd tidy it up like a sort of third-person commandos. I'd sweep up the map. I don't think I fired a bullet once in that game. I'd knock people out.
Just imagine being the German guards coming back and finding that like a full brigade HQ chateau has just been entirely silently murdered and folded up.
Oh,
you'd just be like, aliens did it. A fucking alien did this.
You'd hate to be the first guy on the scene because you'd be like, nobody's going to believe.
I can't explain
this. Is my fault.
They're going to put this.
I'm going to go back to the pub because I'd rather be in trouble for not coming and seeing.
Yeah. Hades came up quite a bit, and I agree on this. Rum said I didn't think I'd like Hades because I didn't really like the idea of doing an area over and over again. Hades was my first ever roguelite or roguelike, and I thought, why on earth would I want to play the same 4 rooms?
Well,
and it's intoxicating.
Well,
Alice on the Discord, Alice MW says, Astrobot. I'm not great at 3D platformers, so I wouldn't usually bother, especially as this one was based on a tech demo I hadn't given any time to, with a main character that looks a bit silly. I agree with that.
I think it just from the off, I'm just led in by the design, and also the tech demo thing. I'm like,
I don't find the design of Astrobot appealing in any way.
Oh, do you not?
No, it feels, sorry to say, slightly devoid of character.
Oh, the only real criticism level that Astrobot usually is that it is like soulless Mario. It's so corporate.
Yeah.
Because you are building a PlayStation. And it is so about the IP of PlayStation.
And because I got it with my PlayStation, it felt like it felt like the character of Astrobot could have had less features, and they'd have been like, hey, give this a go.
No, I think it's fair. I think it's absolutely fair.
And it was rebuilding a giant PlayStation for some reason, and it looks like it's exclusively for kids, which I also agree with. It should be bad. I should have been cringing, but it's a fantastic time. Pure, unadulterated fun. I didn't even hate attempting and failing that one level tens, if not hundreds of times.
It is hard. Astrobot's really hard, and I wouldn't expect a kid to be able to play Astrobot.
There's so many games like that where I have immediately read them as children's games. I gave Little Big Planet 3 to the 2 children that I used to nanny for when they were too small to play that game. and they loved it at first, especially when it's giving you the tutorial, and then it just hit a point of frustration where I was like, oh, I've made a really fucking huge error.
Is it like
I've ruined this day.
are you in control of the camera in Little Big Planet?
No, it's side-scrolling.
So like Sackboy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, fine. Because the thing for Astrobot difficulty is, people just. Why would you know how to control a camera while you're also having to navigate?
Yeah, I think there's
life?
an entry-level multiplayer game. If you're trying to get a friend into gaming, Little Big Planet 3.
It is Blig. I checked the spelling. It is Blig.
Little Big Planet Blig is Blurfect.
Yes.
It's Blurfect.
It's perfect.
Blah, 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 blah.
Well, Blatzel, we've got time, Blore. Thank you so much.
Blank you blame much for listening. Blown for Blet to blind up to the Blatreon to get Black Sister to the Blissboard.
Now.
Yeah. Blank you Pierre. Blank you Blaira. Blank bin blan Blore. Goodbye. And we'll see you. We will see you next week.
Blah, blah.
Button Boys.